It is undeniable that Puppet Combo, previously Pig Farmer Games, has some absolute classics under their belt. Whether it is Nun Massacre, Murder House, Night Ripper, or many others, their catalog is peak. But I feel that one game does not get as much attention as it should. Planet of Bloodthirsty Santa. Remnants of this game can be traced back to 2005 in Amsterdam. Specifically, a piece titled Graffiti of Evil Santa, photographed by Vincent Timms. Vincent writes in the description of this piece,
I came upon this wall painting in Amsterdam in the winter of 2005, and couldn't help but notice the drawing shows many traditional anti-Semitic characteristics. This, and the combination with Santa Claus, arguably a capitalist symbol, made me wonder if that was done on purpose, or whether it was just my obsessed mind telling me so.
While Vincent saw this graffiti as a symbol for the sprinkles of hate and disdain found in society, Puppet Combo took it to take on a whole new identity. The demo for Planet of Bloodthirsty Santa released right around Christmas time on December 20th, 2018, with part 1 ready to be played by the masses. And believe me, many played it. But I didn't. And I can't. And I don't know when, and I don't know why, but this game has been taken off of their itch.io page. So, for this video, I'll use other people's footage and gameplay of this hidden gem. And I'll try my best to credit them appropriately. But if someone who is featured on this video wants to be removed, let me know and I'll take it down.
But if that doesn't happen,
sit back, grab some hot cocoa, and enjoy. Our first bit of lore is shown right before the game starts, with a heading that states, Corporate Mining Transport Sidus. The text below gives us information about the setting and our objective.
Crew, 5 active. Mission: collection of mineral ore in the unclaimed sectors of Quadrant 2. Location: FNC 13324. Scans from surface of FNC 13324 have returned with high-yield concentrations of iron, lithium, and 2 presumably undiscovered material. No life forms detected upon initial organic scans. Crew parameters dictate an investigation of the examined planet's surface before initial mining procedures may commence.
Shortly after this wall of text, we get taken to a cutscene which features Earl and David, with the main character being Beth.
Scans or anything to go by. We will all be living comfortably for the rest of our lives.
I've still got a bad feeling about this planet.
Oh, nonsense, Beth. It's a completely uninhabited planetoid. Right, David?
The scan didn't pick up any life forms.
Still, it wouldn't hurt to bring some protection.
God damn it, don't be silly, Beth. We're just gonna do some quick reconnaissance, that's all.
Yes. We'll collect 4 minerals each and return to the ship.
David, you head west and I'll go north.
But...
Beth, I'm only gonna tell you this just once, but I wanna fucking hear from you to collect 4 of those minerals. Or so help me God, Beth, I'm gonna bust you down from second officer so fast you're not gonna know what hit you. Capiche?
Come on, guys, it's freezing out here. Let's get on with it.
Right then.
And with that, Beth is off. And with the denial of any protection, just in case there is hostile life on this planet after all, we are left to our own devices in terms of defense. All we can do is hope that these minerals are easy to find. While running around, we notice some, well, off-putting things. Whether it's giant candy canes, bottomless cliffs, or houses. This place seems abandoned. And upon searching one of the houses, we actually find a diamond. 1 down, 3 left to go. We also find a strange note on the floor.
I don't think I've slept in 4 days now. Not real sleep anyway. The fat man upped the offload for our shop again this week. What are we even supposed to do now? There's no end in sight. We're tired, hungry. We never see our families. I haven't talked to Tula in 3 days and she doesn't even seem to notice. I'm starting to have my doubts about this. All of this. I'm gonna talk to Santa tomorrow night. I need to understand what's going on.
So, it's official. Santa was real this whole time. And the elves don't seem to like him too much. While this is all interesting, it's way too cold to ponder. So we better find the rest of these minerals. While searching around, strange music can be heard from the loudspeakers. While concerning, this doesn't stop you from crawling further down the rabbit hole.
Jacoby doesn't even talk to me anymore. Ever. I understand the pressures of being in the workshop, being that close under Santa's eye. But I need him. Things have gotten so strange lately. Elves going missing. No one's even heard of the reindeer. Not to mention Santa's... Look. I don't know what this is. It's like he's just looking through all of us. I'm scared. We're all scared.
I don't know what's going on, but it seems the stress from Christmas may be getting to Santa a little bit. I mean, one thing I really love about this game is just how easy it turns Santa into this creepy, strange creature just by reading the notes. Speaking of notes, in another house another one can be found.
Dill has been gone for 3 days. He thinks he can just work us dead and tired, and we won't notice that. We notices, though. I'm not gonna let him get away with this. He thinks that 1,000-yard stare and cold laugh is intimidating? I'm going to his castle tonight. Sneak in, if I have to. This elf isn't gonna let him roll over us.
Seeing how the North Pole in Santa's town seems to be abandoned, I wonder how that played out. Walking around, I can't help but notice a red spotlight, swaying from cliff to cliff. I don't know what will happen if I fall into its gaze, but I'd rather leave that unknown. More houses, more notes.
Santa is constantly appearing in the village in the dead of night. He stays somewhat quiet, just wandering the alleys. I've seen him looking around, peeking through windows, following elves home. He's freaking us the heck out. I mean, Santa's the nicest guy. He's never done anything. Not that we've heard. He may be acting strange, but I know he'd never hurt us.
What a terrifying image. Santa in the middle of the town at the dead of night. And I hope this letter was right about Santa not being able to hurt anybody. But with the elves going missing, along with the aftermath of destruction, I don't think Santa is himself right now. Anyways, after climbing the stairs into the attic, we find a sapphire. 2 of 4. And after these notes, I start to wonder. Several thoughts cross my mind about what could have happened to Santa to start acting so strange. And I may never know.
Odette's been missing ever since she went to Santa's castle. I don't know what we're supposed to assume. Kringle's had this distance to everything he said lately. Like he's not really talking to us, if that makes sense. I'm worried that there's no real end to this. But Odette wanted to go talk to him, figure something out. I have no idea what I can do.
More of the same. We start walking around again. It's mainly just more of the same. Oh hey! One more mineral to go! After walking around a bit more, we get a cutscene with an old friend.
David,
Hi, Beth.
am I glad to see you?
I think there's something strange going on this planet.
You're telling me something is trying to kill us.
I don't doubt it. But look, Beth, we have to finish the mission.
Finish the mission?
Yes, but let's be quick. If we split up, we can cover more ground.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
It's the only way. I'll use my radio if I need to reach you. Good luck.
With David's genius idea to split up, we are left to our own devices yet again. And with more notes supporting a dark shift in Santa's character, an elf uprising, and a mention of dodging Santa's red light, we walk around town, looking in houses, reading more notes about Farron,
An elf was suspected to know what Santa was doing.
but acting none the wiser. We finally find the last mineral, a ruby. We get a call from Susan.
Susan, you're breaking up. Susan, I'm coming to help.
Something is wrong. On the way to the ship, we find a note near the toy factory. The elves are sounding more frustrated.
Things are looking different.
Luckily, nothing bad has happened on our journey to the ship. I hope everyone's okay. We might be too late.
It looks like Santa was here. I have to help the others. It's getting dark.
The halls on the ship are so narrow and steep. This may come in handy. We are so far from home.
It's gorgeous. The mechanics of it all, there's nothing like it. The organs move, they create a kind of pocket, trying to operate in the stasis fluid that we have in the speed of which it possesses. A complete one of these things must have the metabolism of 10 men. I don't know what I'm expecting from it anymore, but it keeps surprising me. I can't let this get back to Earth. Not yet. The company will just take this away. I need more time to figure this out. This is my. I suppose I should be floored by the fact that these creatures have a civilization. Even more floored, it so closely resembles ours. After looking into their bodies' construction, however, I'd be more astounded if they didn't. Their circulatory system, digestive tract, it's so similar to our own, though developed in some completely different ways. Everything is more streamlined. If I could get one of their hearts intact, I'd have so much more to work with. Heck, if we could find any part of one fully intact, what could have done this?
I'm starting to feel like we're just test dummies to see how life on this planet interacted with us. I feel like a pawn in a big mess up game of chess, marching towards the antagonist. Marching, marching, and marching. A familiar face greets us for the last time.
Susan!
He attacked the ship.
Who?
A man in red. No, a red demon.
Don't worry, we're going to get out of here.
It's useless. The cockpit was destroyed. I don't want to die like this.
Speaking of familiar faces, David talks with us, gives us a key to the toy factory.
They're all dead.
Earl,
I haven't seen him. You don't want to go in there.
we've got to get off this planet.
We can't. The ship is destroyed.
We have to find another way. Look, I found this key in the snow. It's for the toy factory.
I know where that is. Maybe there's another way out of here. Let's go.
You go. I have to find Earl.
He's probably dead.
Maybe. But if he's not, I have to try. Go to the toy factory and wait for me.
Fine, but hurry.
I will.
If this gets us closer to defeating this demon, or knowing more about what could have happened to Santa, we ought to take the chance. And after leaving the ship, we already have a chance to put our ray gun to use. And on the way to the toy factory, more and more reindeer start to chase us. When we reach the toy factory, we meet Earl, who seems to be nonchalant about Santa and his reindeer trying to kill us. He seems to be more concerned about us having all the materials, and after we tell him that we have the key to the factory, he states that there's something he wants to see first.
Well, you better go in then. What about you? There's something I want to see first.
The factory, like everywhere else, is cold and abandoned, with a color palette starring grays and browns of mundane shades. After we reach the control room, we find out that the power is off. After leaving the room and entering a hallway, we see a seemingly dead elf come to life and run at us with a candy cane with a fine point. It seems that everything that was living here has become a zombie of some sort. An infection that absorbs the mind with the evil and urge to kill. On our trip across the factory, we find more and more bloodthirsty elves. And after jumping onto a ledge, we enter the second part of the factory. Gingerbread men and Christmas trees can be seen hung up on the wall, reminding us of a distant past and joy that is seemingly forgotten. After killing another elf, we discover a key that takes us to another part of the factory. It seems like the further we get into this factory, the more enemies we come across. And it starts to feel meaningless until we find the first out of 5 fuses. Maybe if we get the power on, we can get closer to leaving this planet. At least we know there's another way out. The second fuse we find is in a small room featuring presents. The third fuse, somewhere close. Only 2 more to go. The fourth fuse, on the ledge of a shipping portion of the factory. And the final fuse, behind 3 elves, ready to strike. With all the fuses being fixed, the factory now has power. At the control room we meet David, and in a hurry we take the lift up to the castle, leaving Earl behind.
Listen, we can't wait any longer. We can ride this lift up to that castle.
The lift up to Santa's castle feels like a breath of fresh air, and we have a conversation with David about what we've been through.
You're not going to believe this, but the letters I found said we're dealing with Santa.
Santa? Like the ancient fairy tale? My grandfather used to tell us that story to scare us when we were kids.
Well, apparently it's not just a fairy tale. Something went horribly wrong on this planet.
What are we going to do?
Don't worry, I think there's a way out. He has some sort of ship, it's called the Sleigh. We can use it to fly out of here.
The sleigh? How?
I don't know, but we're going to find out.
When we reach Santa's castle, it's dark and medieval, with a pulsating dim LED barely being able to illuminate our path. We find the source of the red spotlight. Poor Rudolph. And with that, we are ready to enter part 3 of Planet of Bloodthirsty Santa, which does not exist. Yep. Technically, this game is still in development, but with the game being taken off of Puppet Combo's itch.io page, I doubt that they're still working on it. And it is more likely that Puppet Combo abandoned this project, which really sucks because I would have loved to see how this game would have played out. And I honestly think that is a really fun concept that with a few touches could be up there in the Puppet Combo catalog. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. And for my theories that I have regarding how this planet got so bad, I think that somehow Santa got infected with a mind virus that basically made him a serial killer. It seems that he tried his best to hide it in public, but when the elves started to go missing, other elves got suspicious. And one elf, Farron, perhaps knew about Santa's state but tried to keep it a secret in order to protect his high position in the factory. But with more and more elves going missing, combined with horrible working conditions, the elves planned a confrontation with Santa, which most likely ended with them dead and infected with the same virus. This then led to an apocalypse-like scenario with all living beings on the planet basically turned to zombies. In further notes on the ship, I believe Earl was the one who wrote them and knew about the status of the planet, but decided to risk the lives of everyone in order to study the life on the planet. The reason I believe this is because of the multiple cutscenes where he seems to be dismissive of Beth's worries, and because we barely see him in the game. Maybe in part 3, if it ever gets developed, we may find some confirmation to these theories, but all we can do is wait. Anyways, thank you for watching, and goodbye.